Okay, hello everyone and welcome to another Randomised Gaming stream. It is Tuesday. I am your host for this Randomised Gaming stream, Random Gamer Riven. And in tonight's stream we will be looking at the rather enjoyable top-down racer Rush Rally Reloaded. So I'd just like to thank again Team Senile and Wave Game Studios who provided us with a code of Izzy. That was Team Senile's latest game, but this is their previous one, Rush Rally Racing, but this is the reloaded version, which is basically an enhanced version. So if you want to grab a version of the game, I recommend the reloaded version over the original racing version, but you can still get the original racing. Well, there are a few changes that might be interesting to some players, but largely the reloaded version is definitely the better of the two. It just has a number of improvements. I think there was one or two minor things, but generally the reloaded version is a much better game. Just going to configure the video at the minute. I think that's good at the minute. I'm discovering with Dreamcast games I need to configure them for every video almost, because they do seem to differ quite a bit. But yes, thank you all for coming. So I said we'll be looking at Rush Rally Reloaded from Senile Team. Although I sometimes get say Team Senile, but it's not. It's Senile Team. And this was originally released, I think, this version is 2017, I believe. And this is based on the Wii version as well, so... And hello, Nico, thanks for joining the stream. We're going to be looking at Rush Rally Racing Reloaded. Now, I did previously look at this. I have actually unlocked all the cars. However, I'm actually going to start from a fresh save just to show you everything in-game. Let's see what the controls are. Difficulty way too easy. This is normal. Ouch, that's hard. Are you instead? I hope you're doing well today. I must admit, the concurrent viewers is just totally broken at the minute. So yes, we've got finish easy, finish normal, finish hard, finish insane, and perfect 10. There's the 3 secret vehicles, and I think you've got the different stages. I think there's 11 stages in total if I remember. The last one, spoiler alert, is on an alien spacecraft if you do well enough. Actually, I might as well just... Let's work our way up through the difficulties and see how far we get. So you've got to beat it on everything. Some nice awards. It is actually a really nice style arcade game. So we've got single player, we've got Grand Prix type attack. So I'll quickly just do... We've got the challenges as well. Let's just jump into a challenges. So yeah, we've got a great couple of... So there's quite a lot of single player content and multiplayer content in Rush Rally Reloaded. It is very much a game that reminds me of Micro Machines and games like Supercars on the Amiga. It is a real retro feeling, a real retro sort of feel to a game, and it does. I really like top-down racing, despite the fact you don't get too many of them these days. So the Tundra 0768 sort of the average car. There are 3 additional secret vehicles. One I think was an alien spacecraft, one's the truck, and I think one was a mini or something. Bar wagon, that's got speed, not good speed, acceleration speed. I think I did pretty well with the... I think I did it with the default car originally when I did this. I do like this sort of palm trees and visual style. It does have a very sort of... Reminds me a bit of those classic SEGA games. This one's got some really nice sprite artwork. It does look really good. And it has a very great pixel style. So this mode we've got to outrun our opponents. Player 1 scores. Nice. I've never actually heard of Alice in Wonderland on the CDI, I must admit. There are a couple of them, a bit like the Zelda game on the CDI. I know that had loads of obscure items that you didn't use. And I do actually have a couple of CDI games, just not a CDI to play them on. Oh yes, and cows do get splattered in this. I do love Senile Team's sense of humour. It's quite amusing and dark at times. But yeah, this has a real sort of 16-bit Amiga vibe with the visual style. It was... Ow. And the music is really good. Hopefully you can, if there's any issues, as always Nyko, let me know about the volume levels. You're a pretty good judge at getting the volume levels right. I think they're actually pretty good tonight.
3, 2, 1,
Oh, pause that there. Yeah, volume levels look about good. Actually, I might just raise that up a little bit. I think the music might be a touch quiet. I want it clear enough so you can hear the music, but without being loud enough that it drowned me out, because I heard a couple of streams I've listened back to and I thought I cannot hear me in the slightest. And it's a bit pointless me streaming videos if all you hear is it in the background, because I might as well just be doing a long play. Just so you guys are aware, we are going to be doing a long play of Power Stone 2 very shortly, so that'll be coming up in the next day or two as well. But visually, yeah, the CDI games aren't actually too bad. I do like the sort of VMU cars on the VMU is quite nice as well. Yeah, two of them. The third one, the Zelda one, it's like Zelda's Adventure. Now it's too loud. Okay. Really? That's too loud? Do I need to put it... I probably need to put the mic a little bit closer to me then. That should be good. Is it still too loud, or can you hear me now? Ah. Actually, I realised why this music is... just do a quick... So we actually time attack on the various courses. Yeah, I realise. Turn it down a bit more, actually, because the menu music is of quite a lower volume than the in-game music.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, yeah, that should be better. Yeah, the default music is a bit loud. So yeah, there are a great selection of courses available. Also, I miss the days of games where you unlocked stuff as you went along. These days, everything that's supposed to be unlocked. Menu too quiet. Yeah, I can't do much about that, Nyko. It's one of these games where the menu volume is quite a bit lower than the in-game volume. So, unless I start adjusting it on the fly. Yeah, the menu's going to have to be a bit quiet, unfortunately. Appreciate your input. Actually, the time trials does give you ghost cards. You can actually get pretty good ghost card times. And it's a great way to practice on the courses as well, this mode. Ooh. Just make sure not to drive into cows as you go. Shame there wasn't a hidden race of an angry farmer if you bumped off enough cows along the way. That was a good lap. Admittedly, you can't get laps this fast in the actual racing, but the as you see, the pixel art style really is nice. Oh, you couldn't use... Yeah, okay, cheers. Yeah, the menu's actually a bit quieter than the main game. It's definitely a game where you can really get your times revised once you get good with the racing. I'm going for a little bit off course on this stage. Can't remember if you could get the... There are the secret vehicles are all actually hidden off road, as I recall. But I don't think there was a secret vehicle on this one. I think it was on the later stages. Hi Arica, thanks for joining the stream. Yes, this is indeed a Dreamcast indie game. This is by Team Senile, who also did who also did Intrepid Izzy that we covered the other week on stream. And we've also done a video for it as well. Lost Eden, yeah, I've seen that. That was a puzzle adventure. There was Escape from Cybertown or something, Cyber thing, which was quite a niche one. But I know what you mean. The CDI does not have a great selection of games. But Lost Eden's one I would actually quite like to play because that looked quite a good adventure game. Okay, so I've showcased a bit of the time attack in the challenge. Let's jump into the Grand Prix and see how well I do. Got some nice little intros in this one as well.
Hold it.
I must admit, sadly, my CDI knowledge, it is definitely not a console I've really played. Aside from playing literally back in the 90s in shop displays, that is literally my only experience with the CDI, really. So it's definitely a console I don't know much about. And I will hold my hand up and say I don't know much about the obscure CDI.
2, 1,
Burn Cycles, yes, Escape from Cyber City, that was one I was thinking of. I did play that, and that was actually a very good animated sort of sci-fi. But again, they were all basically QTE games like Dragon's Lair, weren't they, a lot of them? We had a lot of Dragon's Lair stuff. Basically, the CDI reminded me a lot of a DVD console, with a lot of DVD games almost. Yes, we do have a set number of attempts in arcade mode. We do have to basically beat the various stages, and if we don't, we lose a life. Now, I'm going to lose probably pretty quickly. I think you need to be in the first 3, but depending how well you do at the end, depends whether you get the bonus race at the end, which is another nice touch. So, I think I need to make sure I'm first overall. And yeah, you unlock introed movies as well, which is quite nice. I finished it a while back, but I haven't. I basically started a fresh save for this stream just to show it off. I mean, it is a really nice top-down game. It's a great little race. There's some great pixel art as well. I think it's like £20 to buy at the minute. So if you want to grab a copy, it's pretty cheap. Yeah, I've seen a few videos of it. One of the other quite really good puzzle adventure games was done by them, wasn't it? The developers of Lost Eden. I can't think which one. It might be June as well. The developers basically did another game. I thought, ah, that's really good. Oh. I do actually like this stage with that big old turn. It's quite nice. Oh. And yeah, I'm going to lose. It's been a while since I did this, so I'm going to have to basically learn my time around each course. Can literally slide around this bit, which is quite good. But yeah, this bit is the danger of the track, as it loops in on itself. It does very much give me a vibe of Supercars on the Amiga. I don't know if either of you guys played that. I mean, yes, Micro Machines as well, but Supercars on the Amiga was a really good fun game. If you've never played it, I highly recommend it. Ah, Cryo made June of the Atlantis series. Ah, yes. Oh, that I didn't realise. It's actually superior video quality to the on the PS1. That's actually quite interesting to note. Again, I really don't know much about the CDI. It's been years since I played them, so I didn't know about the video quality. If it's better than on the PS1, it'll be better than the Saturn as well. Is it better than the Saturn with the MPEG card? I think there might be one of the cars on this. This stage's got some really cool shortcuts. Oh. And yes, you do get rather messy stages in this one. You can actually drive down the motorway, which is quite cool. Feel like shouting total carnage. I love it. Oh, can I get in there? No. No, we're going to have to retry. Worth more than the CDI, really. Oh, really? So there's a bonus.
3, 2, 1, rush!
That's interesting. No, so the CDI had a built-in MPEG card as well. Oh, I got stuck on a bench there. That's not good. You do have to watch that. You can turbo start your oppositions a lot of the time. Not there. Driven into a tree. Yeah, my CDI knowledge is pretty awful, so I never had one, and I've never really wanted one. Was offered one a while back, but I thought, nah. For me, it's more a novelty than anything else, so...
Final lap.
Oh, finished third, just. Yeah, ideally you'd always want RGB SCART over composite these days. I think if it doesn't have RGB SCART, you're in for a rough ride, because composite is a bad signal anyway, because it puts all the colours over one channel, whereas S-Video splits it over 2 and RGB splits it over 3. And it's red, green, blue. Strangely, for TV, green is a primary colour, unlike in the real world where it's yellow. I know that because one of my parents worked in television, so... This is a tricky one with the sort of weird grass sections. I do like the lighting effect they add in on these stages to make it look like it's night. I really do like that. Oh. If I do the leap right, you can jump straight over that car. Gotta get this one just right here because you keep hitting that thing there.
Final lap.
This is one of the trickiest stages. Oh yeah, you have a sync channel, don't you? Yeah, so did this game come out on modern systems? Yeah, this also came out on Wii, but the Wii version is no longer available to buy as it was a digital-only WiiWare download. And sadly, the WiiWare version was removed, well, basically got delisted when the store was closed. So sadly, the only advantage with the Wii version was it was actually in widescreen. So the Wii version is actually quite nice. But it's basically this version of the game, but has a widescreen option. The widescreen option is actually quite nice, but sadly, it's not available anymore unless you go to... The only way you're going to be playing it now is with a Jolly Roger flag, so to speak, if you catch my drift. There's no way. I have mentioned to Roll a few times about porting this to PC, because it would be nice to see this ported, so maybe one day. Roll's the main developer at Senile Team. I really like this. I'd like to see this get ported to PC. So maybe one day it will do, but at present it's not available. The Dreamcast is the only other format it's available on. going to run out of... This time if I run out of lives, probably in the next race I will run out of lives, so I need to keep practicing. This is definitely a game where your practice makes perfect, so to speak. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say if the CDI actually supports RGB out of the box. It may be. I'll have to see what you guys are saying. But yeah, I mean, I literally don't know much at all about the CDI, so I will not proclaim to be an expert on a console I do not own and have barely played. So you guys, as much as I'd love to cover things like that on this channel, there is a limit to how much. I mean, there's a limit to how much we can cover and what hardware we have. So. I don't even know if there's good emulators for it. Okay, here we go with the advanced circuit.
3, 2, 1, crash!
So this is where I'm going to lose. It's been a while since I actually did this. I do remember it took me quite a few tries to actually beat the game. It's basically just learning the course layouts was the main thing. I vaguely remember the courses. Yeah, I vaguely remember this got sharp turns, but... One thing's for certain, when I get older, this will not be a game I'll be able to play, because once your memory starts to go... Yeah, this one with all the hairpin turns at the end. And that's why I wasn't braking properly. I do really like the music on this stage. The same guy who did the music for Izzy did the music for this, and it is really, really good. I really like his music. Oh, that's a bad turn. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yeah, there won't be, probably it's unlikely to SCART leads in the US, because RGB SCART was primarily designed for the European PAL system originally, and then it was later, I mean NTSC can do it, but NTSC is given the nickname of never twice the same colour, because the picture quality, PAL, phase altering scan lines, is potentially designed to give a better picture than NTSC. It was also designed to use less electricity, hence why it's only used 50 Hz, because at the time nothing needed 60 Hz, and of course then the games used it and then you had a problem. Because most signals up to that point, films were like 24, 25 frames for films. This is one of the trickiest stages, because how you tackle... I do like the night. This one I really like the music. Yeah, basically how you tackle a few of the early jumps really decides how you fare in this race. Oh, again, it's after the bridge. It's after the bridge, Riven. Come on. Oh.
Final lap.
No, I think this goes after the second bridge. Loser, 5th place. I should also explain that RGB SCART is different to SCART because SCART in itself as a format can be used. Game over. SCART itself SCART can be wired for composite, it can also be wired for S-video, and it can be wired for RGB, and it can also be wired for component or YPG-BR. Little fact for there. However, finding S-video SCARTs is pretty rare, and finding component SCARTs is very, very rare. Only a few sort of high-end models had them. Now, it's worth noting SCART has been totally phased out these days in favour of RGB SCART, yeah. Score code. Enter this code on worldwide high scores. So which stages? I can practice on Night Rise, so yeah. Not so classic 8. I think there's a couple of additional tracks as well, which are quite nice in this one. Yeah, I mean, PAL is technically a superior system to NTSC in every way. But the one difference was they wanted it to use less electricity, and thus it had lower hertz speed because, as I said at the time, nothing used it. But it's really interesting and weird how they came up with the different systems. And then what's weird is it's based on, like, I think there's two different electricity systems as well. I think they're sort of based around that. And Japan actually uses both electricity systems, weirdly. So, admittedly, I'm not an expert on when it comes to electricity, so I'm not going to claim to be one. And yeah, RGB SCART is the signal type connection. PAL is the standard it would be using. So it's RGB, the signal collection basically plugs into the standard, basically carries it over. Basically, it's a PAL signal being carried over an RGB SCART cable. If I'm being very, and you get NTSC signal carried over on an NTSC console, would be, if I want to be exact. But I'm not a television expert in terms of actually designing and understanding the television electrical system, so I just know it from the gaming perspective. So I'm sure there are some people with far more in-depth knowledge than me on some of this subject. Giving this an some of the other tracks. There are quite a lot of additional tracks as well, so it's quite good to race on them and get a bit of practice in as well. I feel a bit of tiredness kicking in tonight. I got up early this morning, so never mind. Oh, just so you know, we will have a video of Power Stone 2 on the channel in the next 2 days. We're going to be doing Power Stone 2 on Friday's Fight Night, but I will also be releasing a long play video for Power Stone 2 in the next few days as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. And just to introduce myself again, if you're late joining on the stream, and if you're not chatting away, so my name's Random Gamer Riven. I am the editor of Randomised Gaming. We are a gaming channel that covers retro and modern games, so we cover literally everything going. Obscure consoles and mainstream consoles, as many as we can do. We don't cover every platform. There's a few sort of ZX Spectrum stuff I'd like to cover and we haven't. And as the guys are talking about the CDI, I'd love to be able to cover the CDI, but we don't have one here, and it's not a priority of ours to own one in the near future. If I suddenly became a multi-millionaire, then yes, I would do. But sadly, I doubt I'll be becoming a multi-millionaire anytime soon. But if you are enjoying our content here at Randomised Gaming, this is a look at Rush Rally Racing Reloaded. I said it's Team Senile from Senile Team. Senile Team. I keep getting that mixed up. I don't know why. Don't know why I've done that. Interesting. So yeah, the lap's a good way to practice these lap it things as well. It's quite good fun as well. Admittedly, you won't get lap times as good as this because these lap times you're doing without cars, but they give you a good way to get practice with the tracks, although it's worth noting cars do add a bit of danger because you hit them and rebound them. And hitting that is not good for my speed or racing. But it is, I mean, this controls really well, the music's really good, and the visuals, it screams sort of... It's not 16-bit. This screams to me sort of early 32, or those sort of mid-range arcade games between the sort of 32-bit era and the Sega Saturn and PlayStation. It is a really... Kudos to Senile Team. This is a really well presented game. As with Intrepid Izzy, which they also did, which we covered previously on the channel. And thanks again to Senile Team and Wave Games who provided us with copies to look at Intrepid Izzy. If you're interested in looking at this, Wave Games Studio do sell it in the UK and do have a list of retailers that are stocking Rush Rally Racing Reloaded. Yeah, sadly we haven't seen any Power Stone collections in a while. Power Stone games in a long time now. Yeah, the PSP collection, which does have a few additional bits and bobs actually. So that's the definitive version. I was playing the Dreamcast version. I never actually got all the items on the Dreamcast, so I might actually do that. It's one of those games I've been meaning to. At the minute, I've actually started playing through Eldorado's Gate on Dreamcast. I'm near the end of the first disc now, and that is actually really enjoyable. It's quite interesting. I've learnt how the weakness system works now, and how the magic combining system works, which is the other thing you need to know about in order to defeat enemies. I've also been doing a bit of odd on-the-fly translation, I should say, and that is quite interesting to learn what's going on in the game. So it's actually quite interesting to actually do on-the-fly translation. So what we've got then, 24 seconds. Yeah, HDMI isn't as interesting as you say, Erica, but it makes everything much easier and simpler. And HDMI cables don't break down as much as SCART cables. SCART cables are a bit known to wearing out. And I must admit, HDMI does make everything a lot easier. Oh, I must admit, it's a bit sticky here in the UK. I'm actually in Norfolk, and it is quite a bit sticky today. It's definitely a lot stickier than it's previously been. So we've had quite a cool, dry summer up until this point. If you are liking the stream, please do hit that like button. It does help us in the rankings and everything. But yes, I will just be putting up a fight night for Friday as well. So we might have... I'll try and get the long play out tomorrow if I can for Power Stone 2. So we're going to have an all Dreamcast week. I try and get a Street Fighter 3 long play out as well. Play as one of the other vehicles for a change, just see what that's like. They do actually handle quite differently, and there are 3 hidden vehicles as well you have to unlock. Nice, Erica. You definitely go for the best quality output. I do myself. The only one I know we currently use composite for is the NES, because we don't have a modded NES. But as long as I'm kind of happy as long as we're using the best possible cable available, because sadly the NES doesn't do. Okay, I've got to get this one's the one I'm been a bit disastrous on, so I need to get better at this one. Just that jump there, I've got to remember to lower the speed because I actually go crashing. This one's actually quite a tricky stage because you literally crash into everything if you're going too fast. Yeah, I'd quite like to get an AV Famicom at some point, so... We did get one of those like third-party replica NES things that had RGB. That's actually quite a nice little thing. Well, it had HDMI, but the problem is that the actual emulation quality was not great. But it's quite nice just to use, and it did actually have a switch that allowed you to swap between PAL and NTSC, and that would actually force all games into 60 Hz or 50 Hz, which is quite interesting. So we could test the optimization on NES games or SNES game, NES games, which is quite interesting. Oh, this is the one stage, so that one there, and then take a drive over there. So I need to get this one down because this is the stage that I failed on miserably during the race. I'll basically keep going through the Grand Prix to get better race. To basically get better at each of the races. So that one I've got to avoid the turn. I've got to brake at the turn more. But so this is a really nicely well-made game, and kudos to Senile Team. They have put out 2 very, very good retro games on the Dreamcast, or retro theme games, and they feel like really professional quality games. And I will be honest, they're actually better. Some of the indie games on the Dreamcast have been a bit hit and miss. There have been a tendency to do shooters, and some of the shooters have been a bit subpar, whereas Senile Team stuff, they've gone for games that haven't really been covered much on the system. And they made 2 really well produced titles in the form of Rush Rally Racing, oh no, in this case Rush Rally Racing Reloaded, and Intrepid Izzy. And they feel like games that should have been out around the time when the Dreamcast actually was out, because they're so well made. There are 1 or 2 quirks, but they're only a small team, so... Although I did feed back to Roll, the main coder, just to give them some areas where they can slightly tweak and balance their stuff for future releases, because hopefully they'll be doing something else in the near future. Hopefully Intrepid Izzy does well, and I do recommend Intrepid Izzy. And I'm not just saying that because I was provided with the copy to look at. It is a really nice little Dreamcast title. We've got 116. Yeah, that's what you need to do. So then drive over here, turn this way. Under the bridge, skirt over there. And cut over there, turn this way. I should actually try and do a long play of this as well. I won't spoil the secret. I don't think I'm going to spoil the secret stars. I can't quite remember they were, the cars, the way you unlock them. Apologies guys, you have to stop and read your comments in a second because my eyes are a bit tired, so I'm looking over, I realise I can't quite read them properly. The downside of slowly reaching middle age. I think I've got this course down now, so yeah, turn there, up there. Turn that point. Release the gas when we go across there, and hopefully turn hard. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be better than what I was doing. It's actually quite nice the fact you can practice on these courses, so you do get the ability. Once you unlock them, you get the. Once you've got them, you can practice on them. So there's a real sense of progression with this, which is missing in a lot more modern games. And this is definitely, it's a really nice little racing game. There are some absolutely dreadful racing games on the Sega Dreamcast that include, I don't know if you guys have played Roadsters, Exhibition of Speed, Spirit of Speed 1937, or the Dire Ducati World. In fact, Exhibition of Speed must rank as one of the worst games ever made. It's dreadful. So, mate, you're saying about Rascals, I wonder if he'd played Exhibition of Speed. It is absolutely... I could do a stream on it. It would be a comedy hour. There are so many bugs with like AI cars driving backwards. The manual is all misprinted. Even says Roadsters, the previous game in the manual. It's just... oh. Okay, that's better. New lap time. Yep, so I can use the shortcuts as well. 57 seconds. Nice. Oh no, that's minus 57th of a second. Oh, do you mean Swords and Sorceries, Nico? With Lucient's Quest? I think that's Swords and Sorceries, the micro cabin game that was on 3DO. Yeah, just gonna read what you guys are saying. Yeah, Way of the Warrior, that was the Naughty Dog fighting game. I've never played that. Is that dreadful, or...? They basically did it like Mortal Kombat. I hear that's just hilarious. Okay, new track record. Also, the packing game, Crash and Burn. That's interesting because I know there's a couple of other games called Crash and Burn. I do hate that when video games use the same name as a previous video game. Then, no, in a couple of games, there's literally like 3 or 4 games that use the same name. There were 3 games that used the name Barbarian, for instance. Which makes it highly confusing, not least because... two of them originally got sequels and both were called Barbarian 1 and Barbarian 2. And there was a Barbarian on the GameCube, I think. Or was it Xbox 360? I can just be back in a sec, guys. I'll let you listen to the menu music. Okay everyone, and I'm back, and it's great to see you guys chatting amongst yourself as well. That's always quite nice. Admittedly, we've got enough people that people can chat in the stream now, but we're not got so many people that you can't literally see or hear any. Because if you ever watch some of the big like PewDiePie streams, you'll see they just go vroom with everyone chatting, and then no one can actually chat. I think if I ever got really big, I might. Not that we're going to, but if we ever did here at Randomised Gaming, I'd probably do a members only stream. Or maybe do like a subscribers from a certain date as well, so that would limit it. Right, do I feel... Actually, just before I do... I'm going to time attack the advanced circuit again. Yeah, you do actually have a couple of good fighting games on the 3DO. I mean, I wouldn't say it had a great selection, but you did, like you say, you got Samurai Showdown there, Araka, and the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo X Turbo port, and I think that's like one of the earliest ports of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Of course, those versions have now been surpassed by other releases, but I do like the fact you have like cars going around in the background on the stages, and that's the horn. Not. I do like the fact you can like damage the cones and things as well. Some really nice subtleties in this one. But I'm thinking I might do a full-on playthrough of the first disc of El Dorado Gate with a bit of translation. Not much, but just a little sort of maybe like a how-to guide and just see how well it does. And if people are interested, might do some more. So I might at least do the first disc in its full entirety. That will be a couple of weeks away. I've got a few other videos to do. Oh, it never rains, but it pours, as they say. I've still got a couple of Saturn videos to do. Quite some big Saturn videos as well. So a couple of them I need to get out now, so they should be appearing in the near future. Okay. I will also be updating the... Disc 1 is Volume 1, yes. So there's basically when I'm referring to Disc 1, I'm referring to Volume 1, yeah. Which is correct. Volume 1 to 7, so... I did actually unlock... There's like a hub town in it. That you basically your base of operations, that's where you transfer items between the scenarios. There's once you beat the game as well, there's a hidden bonus scenario of a load of hidden boss battles I saw as well. So it's a really nice, interesting game. Ooh, a multi-compatible arcade stick. That must be quite nice, Erica. I know myself. I should use arcade stick more. I don't. We actually have the Dreamcast one and we have the Sega Saturn one, but I don't use them that much. I should use them more. Although once you start playing with a pad, it can be quite difficult to swap to a stick, because I spent the best part of 20 odd years playing with a pad. Although I spent my early years on the Amiga using joysticks, later on I much stuck to joypads, so it was a bit weird going back to arcade sticks. I still prefer fight pads over arcade sticks personally, but that's just me. But an arcade stick definitely gives you the feel of an arcade, and it does change slightly how they control and play as well. And I do think, yeah, they do probably play better with the arcade stick. Yeah, each disc of Eldorado's Gate has 3 volumes, except for the last. Okay, I think I've got that one down. Except for the last 2, which I think have 2, although the last one has like a bonus final chapter. Okay, I think I'm ready to try Grand Prix mode again. I think I've ironed out all the issues I hit before, so I'm not going to look for the secret cars. There are 3 hidden cars in the game, and I will save them for another time. I could actually do a video on finding them at some point. I did find them all a while back. I can't remember if one was on the first stage. I think what... There's the alien thing as well. Was that for beating it? There's 3 hidden cars. Yeah, the 3DO sort of got it before. I mean, it got it way before the Saturn and PlayStation. The 3DO is a bit of a weird console because it sort of came in between the SNES and the Saturn. So it falls. Really, it's a 32-bit system, but it fell more in the sort of end of the 16-bit. So it was sort of competing with a lot of them. I just remember at the time, the 3DO CDI, I just remember thinking these ain't going to last, and sure enough they didn't, because they weren't backed by the big players. And you had the 3DO M2 as well, which is a really interesting piece of hardware history. And I know there's a couple of games that were released for it, and I think they found a few development units of the console as well. I think one was supposedly found in a skip, so the story went. Whether that's true or not, you never quite know. Sometimes they just slightly embellish things to make them sound a bit better. But yeah, the M2 is a really interesting... 3DO M2 is a really interesting... That was originally what D2 was going to be released on as well, and then they completely changed the game. And there's I think there's going to be a Twinbee. There's a couple of Konami arcade board games that use it. This stage here is a bit of a tussle between the other cars till you... yes, that turning there, if you're getting ramped by other cars, you will take... Come on, come on, come on, come on lads, get round, okay. Don't try and get past these 2. Yep, I've got it. I do like all the tyre marks and stuff. Some really nice touches in this just to give the game a feeling of a sort of good interactive environment. So it's all just very well put together. Yeah, there's... The original D2 game was supposed to be very, very different. And they got totally changed when they redid it on Dreamcast. The thing is, the original D2, they only had early builds, and it may well have been that they just didn't like it and axed it, or just scrapped it and rebuilt it.
Three, two, one, rush!
There's a term known as flipping the table in the industry, where you basically scrap a project because you're not happy with it. And there's a couple of other things that a lot of people don't realise, that ultimately a lot of times things get scrapped. It always annoys me with some of the people like, oh, they've got this beta version. Why would you want to play a beta version of a game that's packed full of bugs? Unless there's some major content changes like Resident Evil 2, where they literally did a flip the table on the game. And again, that was for good reason. Then I have literally no interest, having worked on games myself, aside from like the odd bit also this was taken out during development, blah blah blah. A lot of it's really boring stuff and just very buggy, and there's a reason 95% of the time stuff got removed. So I always find it a bit weird when people are like, oh, I want to look at this like really early build that's basically completely broken. Oh, this stuff doesn't work. Yeah, because this stuff's placeholder. That always annoys me. Like, oh, this is different. Yeah, because that's called placeholder. Oh, this is going to be tight. Can I? Oh. Can I get him? Oh, no. Do like the artwork there second. Appreciate all the likes on stream, everyone.
3, 2, 1, rush!
Oh, you have actually played? They have released a build of 1.5 now. I mean, the only one I've worked on that I think people would probably be interested to know about is I worked on Pirates of the Caribbean and Armada of the Damned, which did get cancelled. And that was in a finished state-ish. It was completable, so it was out of alpha. It was in beta, but it still needed a lot of work, and it was still very, very hit and miss. And a lot of that ended up becoming one of the Assassin's Creed games, I noticed. Oh yeah, I do love the audio thing when you go through the tunnel and the music slightly changes. A subtle thing like that. Ooh. This is definitely one of the trickier tracks. But yeah, despite being an RPG fan, I didn't rate the game that much. It needed a lot of work to get it all polished. And then it got axed because the film studio weren't happy with it, so... Spoiler alert, if you work for a corporation like Disney, the film studio has more clout than the game side.
Final lap.
Admittedly, at this point, I think the film studio are getting a bit fed up with the game side due to some of the poor quality games that had been released. Come on, come on. Yes. Yeah, Sonic Adventure started his life as a Dreamcast Sega Saturn game as well. Yeah, I always find it a bit weird. I think Sonic Extreme, I don't think was very far into production. I don't know how complete it was, but from what I gathered, they had a lot of development issues on it and never quite got it right. I think that is what we call a game that was stuck in development hell, sadly. And if a game goes into development hell, then you're not in for a fun ride. I'm lucky enough, I never worked on a project that went into development hell, but I did work on one game that sank without a trace and was not a particularly nice development, but it wasn't development hell, but yeah. The first major game I worked on was actually did quite good development, but the second one, the studio were not very cooperative and ugh.
Final lap.
Oh, come on, Riven. No, don't want to be doing that. Tight turns there, and we're done. Hello X Gaming 765, thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you joining as well. Did you like the R Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remakes? So I wasn't that impressed with the second game. I must admit, I thought it looked like it was done a bit on the cheap, but it wasn't too bad. The third one I haven't played at all, but the second one, it was alright. I wasn't hugely impressed with it. I think I'd still prefer the original game, but it wasn't bad. They did rave about it at the time, but I felt they ruined the artistic style. Yeah, the Resident Evil 1 remake on the GameCube is an absolutely phenomenal game, and I really wish the Resident Evil 2 remake had been done in that style, because that puts the remake of 2 and 3 to shame in just about every department. So, and this is why you practice on these stages, so that way you can then just absolutely do this. Oh, and hopefully not do that. Okay, so we're looking good. We are looking good. I do really like the music on this one. It just gives me the feel of night driving in a city. I just love the ambience in this. The ambience is superb. They get the ambience so spot on, Senile Team. Again, I keep calling them Team Senile. They're not. They're Senile Team. But yeah, this is an absolutely... I love this stage is really nicely done as well. It's just the way you like drive through the city streets and just diverge down a side road into like literally driving down like a housing street or something. But yeah, this is just a really well... Oh, we've got a lapper there. Yeah, we got a lapper. Hello, Matthew Sanders. Thank you for joining the stream. Oh, really? That's an interesting little bit of trivia there, Nico. I didn't know that. Yeah, I have played the Pirates of the Caribbean game on the Xbox. It's pretty rubbish. Was Sea Dogs rubbish? I'd never played that. That was it was done by... At least it was published by Bethesda. Yeah, I thought this one had a U-turn right at the end. It was a double U-turn, didn't it? Oh, and I think it turns up, and then we get the get out of the way other car. The downside when you hit cars is that they seem to get a booster, so you won't over get to the next car until you've actually passed the other one.
Final lap.
Yeah, you really lose speed if you go off-road in this, so you have to stay. Even to the dirt tracks, you need to. So basically, the game does punish you quite heavily for not sticking to the road plan, which is nice. It makes you learn the tracks and keep to them. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I'd say it probably could have been done on Sega Saturn. There's nothing here too taxing, I don't think. Although it might have needed some nice optimization. Yeah, the soundtrack and the music, Matthew, is really good. If you haven't played Rush Rally Reloaded, it is a really nice little game from Senile Team. And it is actually, I mean, they've recently reprinted it here in the UK, so I think it's only £20 to buy. Should actually include a link down the bottom, actually. I think this is the tricky, this is the really tricky one, I seem to remember. The stages get more elaborate and the end stage is absolutely wacky as you get abducted by aliens. Yes, literally the last stage is literally you racing around an alien spacecraft. It's absolutely crazy and it's really good fun. Although I seem to remember you had to be first in order to get to it. Oh, no, don't want to do that. Quite a hairpin chicane there. Come on, come on. I'm actually doing pretty well. I've definitely got... Oh. Oh, yes. Okay, I didn't expect to get into... Okay, so now I can relax a bit.
Final lap.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of like Micro Machines on the Mega Drive and the Amiga and Supercars as well, and those sort of type of games. It is a really well made game. It is available now if you still want to grab a copy. I really enjoy this. Quite a bit to unlock as well. You've got all the tracks, quite a lot of different modes as well, not just the Grand Prix mode. I'll do some more challenge racing in a bit. It's a really, really nice package. Probably better package than quite a few official release Dreamcast games as well. Yes, we covered Senile Team's Intrepid Izzy the other night, so this is their previous game, Rush Rally Reloaded. I'm playing the Dreamcast version. I'm just going to pause it a second and... I remember this one. This is quite a cool one. This is quite an interesting track. You have to remember the layout for. And if I actually manage to complete this, I will do a long play of it as well. Right, this is a really interesting track. I really like this one. So basically, you have to follow. Yes, UFOs. Oh no. Stay to the. Oh, stuck on that grid there.
Final lap.
Come on, can I do this? Oh, just got third. You asked Google to remind you about the streams. Oh, hey, British bloke. Nice to see you drop by. That's one of the guys from Wave Studio, Game Studio, I should say. No worries. No worries. It's just nice to get... I'll just pause it a second. Yeah, the original... So, this version was actually widescreen on Wii. Sadly, the Dreamcast version isn't widescreen. As I mentioned, the only way to grab this now is via the Dreamcast version. And if you do head to Wave Game Studio's website, they do have a list of the retailers that do stock this. I think it's £20 I saw from some retailers. A very reasonable price for a game that is vastly superior to quite a few official Dreamcast games. In fact, some of them said there are some really awful Dreamcast racing games. This really is a really well-made title. Okay, this is the hardest race in the game, I felt, when I did this previously. And this is the race I need to win if I want to get to the last track. So if I don't, I will get effectively the bad ending. Oh. But yeah, I do really love the pixel art Senile Team did with this one. It really is good. I mean, I'll show you some of the other modes. I briefly showed them at the start, but on top of the Grand Prix, so I think there are 3 or 4 unlockable cars in this. I know there's at least 3. I can't remember if the Alien Saucer was a separate car as well. I should probably use this race just to practice on the course, this first one. There are actually 3 different ending intros, depending whether you finish, or it might even be 4, depending where you finish. But in order to get, you have to be first in order to get to the final race. Because something quite amusing happens, as I mentioned earlier. Not paying attention to the arrows. But yeah, thanks for being on stream, guys. Very much appreciated. Glad I can showcase this one off. It's nice to support indie developers, and I said before, Senile Team made two really nice games in the form of Rush Rally Racing and then Intrepid Izzy. And both games are available now. And on so I'll be taking tomorrow off. I won't be streaming tomorrow, but we will have Power Stone 2 on the Fight Night Friday. I actually need to put that up after this stream, so... Yeah, I'd like to see this on PC as well. I hope Roll does get around to doing this on PC. Are you man enough to try again? Yes, I've got to practice now. I do, as I said, I have to win this course if I want to get to the final race. So I'll just come off mic for a minute while I concentrate.
Final lap.
Yes, I'm back. Yeah, you only get to the final stage if you get a perfect 10, not an imperfect 10, sadly. I do love this credit sequence as well. This is brilliant. Yes, those pesky aliens indeed. It is a really good... It's a really well made and well put together title, this one. Yeah, there are lots of cinematics. It's really, really well done. It's actually one of the best credit sequences on the Dreamcast. So I'd rank this as one of the best. It's just really well done. And yeah, the soundtrack, Matthew, is just phenomenal. This is a really, really good soundtrack. Like Intrepid Izzy, it's the same composer, I believe. It's just really good. Sadly, not quite like a boss, as I didn't get all first. You need to get, so unlocked ending movie 1. I have to, should I give that another shot? Unlocked credits video. Actually, before I do that, I'll just show you some of the other guys to... some of the other modes. So yes, as some British bloke says, and as I mentioned earlier, this is actually the re-release Rush Rush Rally Reloaded. Initially, it was actually really hard. When this came out, it was actually quite tricky to get in the UK at the time. I think there was some... The original game was... The original Rush Rally Racing was quite easy to get hold of. But initially, it was quite tricky. But I know now Wave Games have now distributed it very well, Lee. So if you do said you want a Wave Games studio, check out their website. I should include a link in the description to Wave Games and the various... if you want to grab a copy as well. And I should say thank you again for them providing a copy of Intrepid Izzy for us to look at as well. Yeah, the soundtrack is really, really good. This is one I'd quite like a music CD of. Actually, I'll just put a link to Wave Games. While I'm here, I'll just put a link in the chat while I'm... If you're in the UK and want to grab a copy, then do check out Wave Games' website, which is this one. Yeah, this is if I'm right in saying Senile Team did the original Dreamcast version first, then they did the Wii version, and the Wii version had a number of improvements over the Dreamcast version, and then this updated version includes all the improvements of the Wii version on the Dreamcast. The only difference is the Wii version had widescreen support, but sadly the Wii version is no longer available to buy. And just in the interest of fairness as well, you just do Rush, Rally. Yeah, Senile Team's games website is there as well. There are, yeah. But yeah, some British bloke is one of the guys behind Wave Game Studios, so. And Senile Team also have a few. I should have to be honest and impartial and say there are other distributors available. But yeah, Wave Games. If you want to support a local business from where we are based as well, then please do check out. So we got on the title. I'll show you the challenge mode again. So I've got Mr. Fourth Place. The not so classic game. So you've got to do. This is an interesting head-to-head mode, as we showed before. As I mentioned, there are a couple of secret cars. I said I think there's either 3 or 4. I have unlocked them, but as I'm playing this live now, I'm not using my original save file. I've got that on a separate thing. And guys, how many of you are currently actually still on stream? Can you just shout out if you're on stream? Because current viewers are saying 2, and I think I have more than 2 viewers. Quite a few, like saying 1 at the minute. I think that's just totally balked again. I'm pretty certain the views on YouTube are absolutely messed up at the minute. So if you're in stream,
3, 2, 1, rush! Go! 3,
so some British bloke, Nyko, I think pretty much everyone's still on stream. Araka, is Araka still on stream or has he departed? Pretty sure everyone's still on stream, and it's basically saying I have no one on the stream. So YouTube's once again present.
3, 2, 1, rush!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So we had Milo Plays on. Unless there's suddenly been an internet outage in half the world. I'm pretty sure YouTube's comments are just getting... YouTube's analytics are getting quite bad, actually.
3, 2, 1, rush!
Or should everyone depart when we beat the game?
Go! 3, 2, 1, rush!
I feel I do need to do a full-on long play as well for this, so I might actually try and get round to doing a proper full-on long play. Maybe I'll do that over the weekend. I do have a Power Stone 2 video planned, got a long play, so it'll be doing on the fight night. So, yep, so I've got at least 2 of you watching at the minute, and... Don't we got more? Yeah, obviously not. I think everyone's still here, and it's just being.
You win!
Yep, we've beaten him again. Yeah, so we've beaten him again. You basically have to race against the 4 different people. I can't remember what this unlocked when you beat them. It did unlock something, but yeah, there's some nice little modes. So, as you see there, I've got to win 2 of 5 races against him. So, Palm Tree Desert. Let's go with a different car for a change, just for a bit of fun. Yes, I believe it's a Region 3 game, Matthew. It is Region 3.
3, 2, 1, rush!
most indie homebrew games are Region 3, so... I think all of them are Region 3.
Star. 3, 2, 1.
And I appreciate all the likes from everyone. It does help our rankings on YouTube, so thank you very much. It's always nice to showcase an indie game, as I said, in a very well-made independent homebrew title. Oh, I'm really not... I'm losing a bit of focus at the minute.
Rush. Star. 3, 2, 1. Rush. Star.
Nope, I'm losing this one. The green class. British bloke's not one of the developers. He's one of them behind Wave Studio. Wave Game Studio.
Game over.
If you go to Wave Game Studio's website, they actually have a shopping page. So if you want to grab it from them. Yes, he's actually beat me. I'll give him another shot. Wave Games, just out of interest, do you ship to North America? Can I confirm? Oh wow, this car's definitely...
Star. 3, 2, 1. Rush.
Okay, thanks for confirming. So yep, they do ship worldwide as well. Although I will say I am not associated with Wave Games, just to confirm, and I haven't actually used them to purchase any of our titles just yet, but I will do as soon as the next one comes available. Although I could quite like to get an Izzy, would quite like to actually try and get an Izzy retail copy at some point. But yeah, if you want a copy, you said you can grab it from Wave. They do have a shop on the top of their page. I'm not doing too well again. Although this one's quite good acceleration, this car, so... Not sponsored yet. Oh, let's try that again. I'm just failing miserably. Yeah, we did stream it. If you, I take it you saw. Were you in the stream the other day, Intrepid? Matthew Sanders. That was quite. It is a nice game, Intrepid Izzy. I am going to look at the PC version of Intrepid Izzy as well. So expect that to be on the channel in a couple of weeks' time. I'm literally inundated with videos to do at the minute, so I'm getting a bit behind. I've been trying to do a load of things at once. I don't think I will try again to beat the arcade mode. I will save that for another... I'll probably save that for a long play video. So, but yeah, I do highly recommend this. I think I beat all of these modes as well with the versus the guys. Come on, come on. Yes, come on. Yeah, I mean, there have been quite a few independent release Dreamcast games over the few years. They have been a little bit of mixed bags. There have been some very good ones. There have been some not so good ones. Quite a few of them now have also been released on PlayStation 2, and I must have... not PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4. Certainly games like Gunlord have had PS4 release. Gunlord's actually quite a good independent game as well, but once it got released on PS4 I felt I'd go for the PS4 version over the Dreamcast version. Oh, Nico did say he would be off. Okay, so Nico was off. Missed Nico departing the stream. I think Arika must have left as well. Appreciate it. It's getting quite late for you guys. I'll probably wrap this up very shortly actually. I won't be doing a full run.
You win.
Like I said, it's a I really do like the pixel art style. It's a really well developed title. So Rush Rally Reloaded. I keep calling it Racing, but that's the name of the original version that was published by Red Spot. And there's the alternative. Time for a little roll reversal, yeah, so we can race the other... You versus the Desert Knight. Yeah, you get different... So as you progress, you battle the different characters in this mode. So there's a big selection of gameplay here. You've got the timed attacks, you can unlock the intros and everything to view. And if I do another run, I'll actually dig out my save file. Just so I've got all the hidden cars unlocked. The hidden cars are a bit tricky. You actually have to find secret stars on some of the stages, so... But yeah, the music is a real high point of this one. It is really, really good. Considering, I mean, the thing is, I've heard some modern games that do retro music, certainly a lot on the PS4, that are absolutely awful with how bad the music is because they basically, oh well, let's do retro. Well, last time I checked, we've had CD audio since the 32-bit systems, and when people do retro music, it sounds like your eardrums are being met with a cheese grater. But this does a very authentic sort of 32-bit soundtrack, and it just sounds so nice. And it's a joy to listen to. Oh, she's tough. She is absolutely eclipsing me. Literally on my last. There's going to be a comeback of the century. No, it ain't going to be. She's going to get me. She has bested me. I've been bested by the first place prize winner. Okay. yeah, I won't do too much more. I'm going to wrap up the stream probably about coming up to 11:30. So yeah, it's what I think the problem with retro music is. There's a lot of people making retro music these days are downgrading music, whereas when developers were actually making games, they were trying to get the best music they could out of the systems. And in many cases, they would make a lot of them would actually make proper, like, full-on tracks with music and everything, or proper audio tracks, and then they would downgrade it and downscale it to sort of synthesizers. And that's the first problem. You should actually have basically demo tapes of your music sounding basically sort of modern instruments, and then trying to downscale it. I mean, that's what they did with Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what they did with a lot of games. And the other problem is a lot of people think retro music is beep beep bop 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 bop. Well, that's not retro music. If you've ever listened to any of the Foley Brothers music on the NES, like Solstice, the theme for Solstice on the NES is absolutely incredible, and it just puts so many. Whenever I hear developers doing retro music, often they can make it very spiky with the pings just being too high and the tunes just being very. Oh, this is a real battle between me and her. This one. Oh, just gonna take this one. Okay, I believe the game is region 3 in all regions, but I'll let British Broke just to confirm. I don't actually have an NTSC Dreamcast, Matthew, just to confirm, so from my perspective I can't confirm. I only have a PAL Dreamcast, but yeah, as British Broke says, there should be region 3. Yeah, she's besting me all the way. I feel like I'm going to go back to the 4th place guy. I swear the playbacks are up to 80 a second. I've just given up with YouTube stats at the minute. They are awful.
3, 2, 1, rush! Door. 3, 2, 1, rush! Door.
Okay, so you got tested. Great, that's great to hear. Some British bloke.
Door. 3, 2, 1, rush! Door. 3, 2, 1, rush! Door. 3, 2, 1, rush!
Yeah, weirdly, although very few games use it, the Sega Saturn can be made region 3 as well, because there's a region code you can insert onto the disc header, and there were a couple of games that were literally region 3 on the Sega Saturn, so it's not a thing many people realise, but basically the header, you can literally make it worldwide. There's only a handful of games that were, I think they had the region set incorrectly to worldwide, but yeah, there's a couple of games that are literally region 3 on the Sega Saturn, which is really interesting to know they could do that.
Door.
Hey, Arika, haven't heard you in a while. Trash Rally. I don't think I have played Trash Rally for Neo Geo. I don't think I have played Trash Rally. I'm not even sure what game it is actually. Trash Rally for the Neo Geo. I've always remembered World Circuit Rally. Trash. Let's look at it. Oh, Thrash Rally. Thrash Rally.
3, 2, 1.
Let's do this race. No, I played World Rally, which was another sort of isometric one. I've not played Thrash Rally. There was Power Drive on the... Yeah, that is the issue, as you say, British bloke. The fact you have to mod it. I think the Suda Saturn cartridges now get around that, but that means you still need a Suda Saturn. Basically, it's not a console you can do indie stuff for unless you can get discs pressed in the right manner. Because I know they did say some companies still produce the discs that have the swirls on it that the Sega Saturn reads. I think the Sega Saturn has swirls or wavy lines instead of squiggles in the CD format thing, and some companies do still make that, so you can get those CDs. It's basically a security header thing. Hi 8-bit SNK boy, you've joined late on the stream, apologies, we're probably going to be wrapping up shortly. We are looking at Rush Rally Reloaded. I'm doing the challenge mode, which has you doing head-to-head racing. Some of the stages in this challenge mode you see with this one are not present in the arcade mode, so that's quite cool. Warner's, yeah, Warner's is like one of the few games that I know is Region 3. I know what some of the versions of Knights of 3 as well, and that's about it. But thanks for joining the stream, 8-bit SNK boy. But just to know, I'll probably be wrapping up in the not too distant future, just to warn you. We've got an imperfect run on this game. I'll have to come back and do a proper run. But I'll probably do that in a long play video. I spoke to Rolf a few years back and said I might do a long play at some point. So I think it's long overdue to actually do. Oh, 3 of 5. Oh, so you can actually get those CDs, so yeah, super expensive. I suppose the problem is you don't be making an indie game if it's going to cost you £100 to make one disc. Yeah, the Saturnator is a really interesting prospect. There's actually a couple of drives, but I think the Saturnator, from what I've seen, is the best one. We've had one of the other guys who's been on stream a few times mentioned he bought one and actually it didn't work with half the games. So you do have to be careful with a lot of the new tech coming out, this third-party tech. You need to wait a bit because some of these products, they may release them and then some people will drop them like a stone very quickly. And when that happens, you're left with a third-party device that's not very good. So when it comes to hardware, I always wait. I think the Saturnator, they've patched quite a bit because there were some problems initially, but they've been really committed to the Saturnator. So, and I'm really interested to see how that goes in the future. Oh, I missed that turn. Okay, so in this mode, I need to... Yeah, you're right. A lot of the SNES games, SNES and Mega Drive indie games, are very expensive, and some of the production value on some of the cartridges for some of them is not particularly very good as well. Well, I've got one of the Colombian Circus games. It doesn't actually. The PCB is not set up correctly, so it doesn't align in the US SNESs. It only aligns in the Japanese ones.
Score. 3, 2.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, British bloke. Because the problem is, if as any sort of major business seller will say, cost is the major price point. If it's too expensive, people aren't going to buy it.
Score. 3, 2, 1. Rush.
Yeah, the Satinator is really nice because it just literally plugs in the back. I've seen the videos of it. I would like to get one. I don't know if they... I think they sold out pretty much instantly and they're waiting on the next print run. I feel like supporting them over some of the other third-party ones purely because he was the guy that actually... The guy who did the Satinator was the one that figured out how to get it to all work
3, 2,
via the MPEG card. Although I should just know, as I spoke to one of the importers, the UK gaming importers, and I'll just actually pause it because my nose is running. He mentioned to me, you have to be wary, the cart slot for the MPEG can fail on Sega Saturns. Because he said so many people never used it, you don't know if the one in your Saturn actually works. So that's just something to be aware of. You may find you get a Satinator, plug it in the back and it doesn't work, and it might be because we actually had that at one of our Saturns. We got an MPEG card and it didn't work. Now we got it out of a Model 1 Saturn, and this might be the clinch, and when we tried it in the Model 2 Saturn it never worked. That was a modded Model 2 Saturn, but it just never worked. Quite many years later, we actually got a Model 1 Saturn, and when we tried it in the back of that, it did work. So maybe they were limited to they were locked to the Sega Saturn hardware, possibly. But yeah, it doesn't work in our Model 2 Saturn. So whether it's a hardware issue with the MPEG card, I don't know.
3, 2, 1.
Never would have known. Ah.
Score.
He's definitely beating me, this guy.
2, 1. Rush.
Yeah,
Score.
I think a lot of people wouldn't have known if their things were broken.
Rush.
I also don't know if they were actually affected by the hardware unit of the Saturn. So it may be a case... Oh, just screwed this one up right rawly.
Score.
Okay, it's neck and neck now.
3, 2, 1. Rush.
Oh, this is going to be tight. I should say, in case anyone's wondering, I'm playing this over VGA. I'm not playing this over RGB SCART or anything. No, it's actually quite even hard to get a video CD, but we did luckily get one, so we've got one. Any coupons for RG subscribers? I wish we had deals with people. Apologies, we don't do discounts or anything. Randomised Gaming has no affiliation with Wave Game Studios. I just have to say that. Out of interest, 8-bit SNK boy, was it a Japanese MPEG card or was it a European one you had? Yeah, Luna complete work doesn't run at all if the MPEG card doesn't work.
2, 1, rush! Score. 3, 2, 1, rush! Score. 3, 2, 1, rush!
I'd actually quite like. I will admit, I'd love to play Lunar Seal, the Sega Saturn Lunar Complete version. From what I'm looking at it, I assume it might actually have a few more extras than just the MPEG card support as well. Yeah, I really like this music track, I will admit. Okay, so you're using a Japanese MPEG with a Japanese Saturn.
Score. 3, 2, 1, rush! Score. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, that's nice of you to do that, some British bloke. Very much appreciated. I will say again, we are not affiliated with Wave Game Studios. But thank you for doing that.
Score. 3, 2, 1, rush! Score. 3, 2, 1, rush! You win!
But yes, cheers for doing that. Very much appreciated. So this Riven is cool. Yes, so I've taken my random gaming name from the legendary point-and-click puzzle adventure Riven. Okay, so there's Mr. 4th place, and we have beaten him. Utter defeat, woe is me. So Bunny Girl. I can't remember who the other two were. That's nice to challenge. So for you guys that joined the stream late, I'll quickly show you the Grand Prix. So we've got the time attack. I'll quickly show off the Grand Prix. I'll pick a different car for a spot of fun. Just to show you what it's like.
Hold it.
Oh, you got this is cool, Saturn. Ah, is that the Derby version you got? Because I know the Derby version. There was the standard skeleton version, and there's the only downside with I know there's a few games that I think have issues with some of the later Saturn models, and there was the Derby Saturn version, which was the final revision, which is quite interesting. So here we go with the Grand Prix. The cars do actually play quite a bit differently, so you will notice this one's definitely harder than the other ones. And the game does have various achievements for unlocking stuff as well, so you can basically get a load of hidden awards for beating the game, unlocking everything. So definitely if you want to go for a perfect playthrough, you will need to beat it on all the difficulties, you will need to get a perfect run. Oh, that was a messy finish. Are you sure it worked? Are you referring to me mentioning about my M-Play card? Yeah, it worked in the back of our when we got a later Model 1 card, but it didn't work in our Model 2, so... Oh, there's a code. Let's just tested it quickly. Are you man enough to try again? Okay, just to give you a heads up, guys, I'll stay till 12 o'clock, so 10 minutes. So... Are you having issues with that code, are you? The only thing is you might need to reload the website. Sometimes you have to completely refresh the website if you've got an old version cached. Yeah, this car definitely feels a bit different. Compared to the other one. This one's actually gonna be much tougher to win this car.
2, 1, rush! Final lap. Three, two, one, rush!
Yeah, this car definitely plays quite a bit different. This stage, I said before, I think one of the cars is actually hidden on this stage, but I'm trying to unlock it. I can't remember where it was hidden. Let's go for a fun drive. I'm sure I can't remember one of this. I can't remember one of the hidden cars on this stage. I think. Oh dear. Yeah, I do like the fact you've got lots of different bits to drive around. I said there are a couple of secret cars, so. Was it driving in the red entrance? Bad lap, try to follow the course there. I have a feeling there might have been a garage. There's the skate park here. This, just to show you the stuff that's around the courses if you don't follow the course. Ah, yes, there you go. Discovered a secret item. That was one of them, wasn't it? And now I've got to try and get out. Sadly, I don't think I can't unlock the car if I don't succeed. So that's one of the secret cars. Okay, you're still having issues, Matthew. Okay.
Final lap.
That's what I said. I won't be winning the. Okay, I'm going to wrap up the stream in a few minutes, guys. So I'll just let you chat amongst yourself if there's anything you want to sort of say. I know Matthew's sort of trying to speak to some British bloke. You might want to contact them via email if you want to. I think Wave Games do have a contact via email, Matthew, if you're having issues. But as I said again, we at Randomised Gaming, we're not directly affiliated with Wave Game Studios in any way. But yes, that's been a good look at... Yeah, Snatch has got lots of changes between versions, as you guys are saying. There's lots of different versions, so I should do... Okay, cheers, hope you're all looking. Hopefully everything, hopefully it all goes well. Hopefully you get your order in due course, Matthew. That's good to hear. It's nice to know I've actually managed to get people enjoying the stream and people actually picking up some of the games we showcase. It's nice to be able to showcase some of the indie titles as well. So that was a quick look at the Grand Prix. Did I unlock the car? I don't think I did, because I think... Just gonna look at the... So I've got finish easy, finish normal, finish hard, finish saying imperfect 10. Yeah, perfect 10. I think you need a perfect 10 to get to the secret vehicles, burger time. So I don't think it's saved the fact I got that vehicle, because I have a suspicion. It's got the times there. Oh yeah, you get the Tarmac Terror and the other race. See, there are a number of non-races that aren't in the official thing, so... So there's a couple of unofficial bonus races that are in the game that aren't on the main course. I think some of these are just variants and some of the others, but there's lots of nice little additional content. Oh, this one got a jump in it. It has. Tarmac Terror. Okay, glad to hear that. It's nice to support small businesses, so thank you all of you who are supporting small developers. That's very much appreciated. I am just the streamer, so I can't... But it's nice to show games I enjoy, so hopefully you'll enjoy it too. I do like the fact there's quite a lot of bonus courses to race around on as well. So you've got not just the main Grand Prix Cup courses. I will definitely do a long play, so and actually get the alien. Basically, if you do a perfect 10, you actually race on an alien course, and there's also an alien spacecraft to unlock as well. I seem to remember. I need to dig out my completed save file for this, but yeah, it was good fun. And then I need to basically practice a bit more. Yeah, we're not sponsored, although I do. You would technically, because you supplied us with copies of Intrepid Izzy, I do have to declare that, as that can be regarded as an endorsement, because we were sent a preview copy for free to review. So that is actually that's classed as an endorsement, not a sponsorship. But I do need to declare that, and I've declared that on stream a couple of times just to make sure people are aware. But again, if anyone has any issues with their orders, you'll need to contact Wave Games, but hopefully there won't be any problems. Yeah, that's what I'd quite actually like an audio. The music CD for this the music's really good. I'd really like an audio. Actually, I just remembered, does Rush Rally Racing, that we had got the limited edition version of that, did that come with an audio CD? I'm just going to show you a few more. Try one of the other courses that's not available. That's quite a nice one. Try one of the other courses that's not a Grand Prix, so just before I finish and just to see how anyone else. So you see this does have a nice selection of modes. You have the Grand Prix mode, and you do have to basically practice to be able to win it. You've got the challenge mode and the time attack. So you have the main courses, so 11th is the final race in the arcade mode, and then you have these ones which are sort of the verse race ones. So let's do Destructo City. Just see what this one's like, and then I'm going to wrap up on stream, and I'll probably pop on Eldorado's Gate. Yeah, I can't remember if I had the LE version of the
3, 2, 1, rush!
Destructoid Cities. Ah, we got the destroyed. How am I supposed to race around this one? Should we go this way? Just literally up, around, and... Ah, you've got to use that to get over the fire, haven't you? Yeah, I love that too, Arica. That was a really nice feature. I really wish more Saturn games used that. Well, there's still quite a lot. I mean, Sega Rally and stuff. The only downside with the Readbook Audio feature is the fact that track 1 on the audio CD is the data load, and if you put that in your CD player, that's not too pleasant to listen to, unfortunately. That's the only downside. This is a slightly crazy track. We've literally got a race. We're literally racing. Oh no, failed the jump. Oh, he's actually Benku the actually, it's a reminder. I'm going to dig out my LE copy of. I'm sure we got the LE copy of this. Oh, is he credited as... He uses his alias in this one, and then I know in the sequel, in Intrepid Izzy, he's credited as Ben. Yeah, he's credited. Yeah, I was going to say, it's clearly... I recognise his music style. He has a very distinctive music style, so you can usually tell when it's the same audio guys. I've got very good at working out what their music style is when you listen to them, having been a QA tester for many years. This is Ben's music. Yep, it is indeed. Yeah, I had a double CD version of the original game. I'm wondering if that came with a soundtrack, because we actually have... I do have Rush Rally Racing, the original version, but I'd never played it that much, and since I got Reloaded, I've never touched it, so... That is a crazy track. Right, I'll give it one last shot before I finish, everyone. So we'll look at one last track from the time attack mode, and these are sort of the ones you race on in the challenge mode as well. Tunnel Vision, let's try this one. I'm guessing this has got a tunnel feel to it, based on the name. Yes, in order to unlock the secret cars, you have to get, I think it's the star. I think it's like a star icon. But you also have to clear the race. I think you need to get third or better, but you can't just, you have to win the race. Mainly, I think there are a few bonuses, yeah, track fixes. I'm not entirely sure, but I think there were track fixes, largely bug fixes. There were quite a few improvements, I remember. So, this is just an enhanced version of Rush Rally Racing. I do love the audio, the way it dips in when you go in. But yeah, we've previously had videos on Izzy as well, although as I said before, I have to declare that we were provided a copy of Izzy to look at from Wave Game Studio and the developer Senile Games, which they provided for the PC version. Wave Games provided us with a Dreamcast version to look at and review. Yeah, this is definitely the version to go for the game. No worries, I'm glad you're actually providing a rundown, British Bloke. It's really helpful so people know the differences. That's actually really, really helpful. I know myself there were quite a few bug fixes that I noticed. Some of the stages are really crazy. Like there's this tunnel one, this is quite a good one. I know it's not one you race on, but it's basically one of the challenge mode ones, but these just really nicely done. Got down to 22 seconds this one. This is quite a good course actually. Yeah, I don't mind people spamming if it's good spam, i.e. it's actually information people might be interested to. Yeah, it's not like people are spamming single words or just letters, which is what when I'm actually a moderator on a Destiny clan and not Destiny, Warframe, and I've quite often having to deal with people spamming chat with LOL or putting all stuff in all caps. Okay, that's a rather crazy one. I'm quite tempted to have one last crack at trying to beat the... So you see there's lots of crazy... I didn't do Bad Vibe City, did I? I think I did the Destructo one, so... You see there, these what? So basically, as I mentioned before, just to confirm, these are all the... So these ones unlock as you go along. These are the main courses. That's going to be the alien spacecraft, I believe, at the end of the game, if you unlock it. And then these, I think, are some of the stages from the challenge mode. So, Bad Vibe City we haven't done yet. I think I've been all the cars. Short loops. Yeah, it's nice. It's actually nice having a good mix of stages with sort of short loops. They're quite good fun and they suit this type of game really well. Because really long stages, I think, would be quite difficult to navigate and memorise. So, this works with...
3, 2, 1, rush!
There's quite a little sense of humour with the fact you can run over people as well. Sort of Carmageddon style. Ooh. If this was GTA, I'd have the police streaming around after me. It does actually have a very similar look to GTA. Try to follow the course line. Where did I go wrong in that one? Oh, did I just skip the line there? Am I supposed to drive down the street or something? Yeah, there's a huge variety of tracks. Some of these are from challenge mode, some of these are from the Grand Prix, so it is a really, as I said, there's lots of replayability in this. Okay, follow the course. Ah, have I got to go to the subway? Yeah. That would be white, and then I've got to go down here. Aha. Ah, there we go. Okay, it's not actually that clear. You've got to drive down the subway at that point. I do love the way the audio just goes into the thing as if you're going underground or into a tunnel. That was a really clever trick. Very few games have done that trick as well. That was a real ingenious moment. Ghost is going to be a bit faster this time. It's nice to be able to just get the ghosts up and just running as well. Have you streamed Sega Rally 2 for the DC yet? No, I can't remember if I did a Sega Rally 2 video. I won't be streaming another racing game this week, Arica, but I'll definitely look at doing it. In fact, just to check, did we do a Sega Rally video? Okay, I've just seen someone's... Out of interest, I see someone's commented, just to confirm, someone's commented saying they're now in their Discord server on the main comments. Is that any of you guys? Because that looks like spam to me, those comments. When it's called YouTube. That looks like spam to me. Especially because we don't have a Discord server. I'm thinking of doing a Discord server, but we don't have one. You know what, Erica? We haven't actually done Sega Rally 2, so... Yeah, it's a UFO reflection. Yeah, I'll have to sort that spam out later. I don't think any of us... As we don't have a Discord server just yet, although I am thinking of getting one, so why do people post spam in the comments? Randomised Gaming does not have a Discord server yet, and they would not advise joining anyone's random Discord servers. Yeah, the name says YouTube, so it doesn't seem right. Because they would appear as YouTube, and I think it's a spam thing. Okay, let's have one last shot. I'll look at one of the last tracks in this, seeing as I've done. I will try and see. There's a lot to do in this game. So you do the challenge modes you saw there. We've been racing earlier. There's the 4 characters. We have the time attack mode. I'm not sure what the last one is there. Those two must be related to some of the other time trials. So there's you versus the name, the big one, sounds a bit menacing. So I'm going to do a few laps of this one. So this will be another challenge coursing game. And then I'm going to wrap up. So I mentioned this.
2, 1, rush!
So this is going to be a really big course. Okay, appreciate everyone who's been on stream, and thank you all for hitting that like button. Very much appreciated. If you haven't, please do hit the like button and consider subscribing to Randomised Gaming if you haven't. Apologies, if you want to chat, you will need to become a subscriber. We do have a block on non-subscribers. You only need to be subscribed for a minute, but it's just to stop some of the spam messages we've had in the past. We've had some weird spam messages in chat, so it just stops the odd person. This one's huge. Oh, we got. But if you do like our content, please do continue watching. We will be streaming more games over the rest of the week. I do have a Power Stone 2 long play coming. I actually did it today. We will be streaming Power Stone 2 for Fight Night on Friday as well. So, just in case anyone's interested, over the rest of this week, so Wednesday I won't be streaming, but we might have a Power Stone 2 long play video if I can get it out in time. If not, that'll probably be out Saturday. But on Thursday I'll be streaming Evolution: The World of Scarce Devices on Dreamcast, and on Friday we'll be doing a Verse Fright Night on Power Stone 2. So there'll be 2 Power Stone videos coming in the near future. I know we haven't covered Power Stone 2 on the channel before, but it is one of my favourite. It was actually the first Dreamcast game I bought, Power Stone 2, and it remains one of my favourite games on the system. It remains, for me, one of the games that defined the Dreamcast. This is a big course. I guess that's why it's called the big one. So what are the trickier courses I've done? Oh, this is chicane. Yeah, I do think roll should, as Arika said. So yes, Arika, I will look at doing Sega Rally 2, but definitely I think this deserves porting to PC. It'd be nice to get it on Switch as well. But from what I understand, they're I suppose I quite like this. If I'm being honest, I'd like to see this on PS4 because they could zoom out. You could zoom out a bit. And dare I suggest, if they did a PS4 version, a second Grand Prix set, so you do Grand Prix 1 and Grand Prix 2. Well, that's just wishful thinking on my part. I know at the minute Roll's busy with Intrepid Izzy still. Yeah, Evolution's a really good game. I actually have the first and the second game, so they're both really good. But it's weird, the sequel's like directly carries on from the first game, so it's a little bit weird. They're not bad dungeon adventure games. There aren't too many dungeon adventure crawlers on the Dreamcast. There is one of the Fushoyu dungeons that's actually very, very good, but that's Japanese only. I wasn't going to mention the PS4 version of Izzy, but as you say, British bloke, yeah, Izzy is coming to PS4 as well. I really hope. I really want to see it on PS4. I'm looking forward to it on PS4. So time here. 1 minute. Come on, can I beat my best? Yeah, I think I'm going to finish after this lap time. There was a slight... and that... There we go, 1 minute 05, so I've just beaten my best time. But yes, thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to wrap it up there. Still coming out on the PS4 and not PS5. Yeah, there's an irony there, isn't it? The PS... I'm going to be honest, I think the PS5 has come out far too early for me. I don't like the fact they've released the PS5. It's not been... They've released it during a difficult time for a lot of people. I think it's under-specced. It should have probably waited... I reckon they should have released it next year. Because that way at least they might have been able to develop it a bit more. I think it needed better hardware specs. I think... Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be slow to upgrade to the PS5. I mean, they've got hardware shortages as well at the minute due to transistors and everything. Shortages. There's a big tech shortage period because all the transistors are literally... Like, they all come out of one company in China, and I think literally they can't produce enough right now due to everything that's going on. And I'm not going to mention what's been going on, but I'm sure you're all aware of what's been going on in the real world. But I'm going to wrap this up there then. But yeah, it's interesting. I just don't rate the PS5. I think it's come out too early, and I'm not keen on it at present. I'm going to wait till they've done quite a few hardware revisions. They just apparently revised it recently and took out PS4 Pro next year. Yeah, it does. PS5 Pro next year. It does seem that way. Though apparently they've removed the cooling sinks on it in the latest revision, which I know was causing a bit of controversy. So that'll be interesting to see. But for now, everyone, I'm just going to go and quickly set up the Power Stone stream. But I am going to finish off here. For any need to invest in Yeah, I'm the same. I feel absolutely no investment in grabbing a PS5 anytime. Xbox Series X, even the Switch I'm not a big fan of, but we'll probably get a Switch at some point. We certainly do need, because all the games that are coming out on it that people keep asking us about. So, but I will... Arika, I will follow your request. I know you said about the Mega Drive games. I will definitely look at them at some point. Seeing you asked about Sega Rally 2, I'll think about doing Sega Rally 2 possibly next week on stream. But thank you all for being on stream. So thank you to everyone who's been on stream. I know we've had quite a few people on stream. So thank you to British Blake. Thank you to Arika. Thank you to 8-Bit SNK Boy, who's still here. Thank you to Nico, as always, who's been a stalwart of the channel. Thank you to Matthew Sanders as well. Thank you for joining and being on stream, Matthew. I hope you look forward to your pickups. If anyone has picked up the games, I do hope you enjoy them. Thank you to... We had Milo Plays as well, who was briefly on and sort of vanished. Hopefully they're still here. Again, if you enjoyed the stream, please hit the like button. Thank you to Milo Plays. I did say thank you to Arika. Yeah, thank you. We've had quite a few people on stream again. Thank you, everyone. As I mentioned, I'll be back Thursday streaming Evolution World of Scarce Devices. I will also be back. We'll be doing a fight night on Friday as well. That's okay, some British Blake. Was glad to get more people on stream. But I'm going to wrap it up here and now. And it's always nice to chat to people working on video games as well, seeing as I'm a fellow developer myself from years gone by. But that's it from me. I will be wrapping it up now. So thank you all for joining in on this stream. I will wish you a good night, a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. If you haven't already, please do consider hitting that like button if you enjoyed this stream. It does help us in the YouTube rankings war, so to speak. Rush Rally Reloaded is out now, and you can buy it from various websites, as we've discussed earlier. I'm going to finish, in fact, any second now, so it goes back to the title screen. But yep, hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back Thursday streaming Evolution World of Scarce Device, and I mentioned Friday we'll be doing Power Stone 2, and hopefully there might be a long play video coming in the near future. Certainly for this, and definitely for Power Stone 2. Yeah, I will try and get a long play of this done in the next week. But night all, have a good night, and I will see you all in Thursday's stream if you can make it. Have a good one, everyone.